for December 2023. So, as I mentioned before, you guys on YouTube will be seeing the whole thing live, and for you TikTok, you guys are only going to see about 10 minutes. So, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so one thing I want to mention is there is this type of energy that was talking about bondage, an energy that was talking about being burned. Um, I pretty much feel like this energy is talking about maybe being burned by resources or from your resources, or somebody burned you of your resources, something similar to that. And the reason why I get that is because, one, the scorpion had popped out. And so the scorpion is about uh, passion or passionate, competitive energy, and tends towards isolation. It came out in the reverse, so there was some type of jealous, resentful, or unresolved energy that needed to be brought into balance. And the best way to do that would be honesty and forgiveness. Now, the card that's right here at the top, that's the horse. And the horse is it's a type of energy that it brings freedom and expansion. So this energy here, it achieves anything and it never gives up. So honestly, I feel like you guys have that energy to keep going, to never stop, even if you're burned or anything like that. Now, these are the shadows. It's about healing the shadows, addictions, bondage, and self-esteem. The main thing that I got out of this card specifically was that compulsive and self-destructive behavior, anger directed towards the self or others, and hitting the bottom of a cycle. It may seem that there is no possible way up. It can also indicate false friends who lead one astray. So separation, loneliness, and isolation are also usually present. Now, as I was shuffling the Rider-Waite, the Eight of Swords came out. So that also led me to the idea that there's some type of something that was almost similar to like anger, resentment, and things like that. And the Two of Wands is there just simply because there's a necessity for you to really understand what your nature is and to have a vision for where you want to be at in the future. And the card of the Jack of Spades is my nature is divine, I am a spiritual being. So I think that'll be one of the focuses. And one of the best things that you can do is understand that you have the resources to keep going, because cards like these don't end up at the top unless you have some type of location or vision of where you want to be at in the future. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to go ahead and just put out all the cards real quick, and then I'll get into the explanation afterwards. The deer, okay, and the cosmic egg. So yeah, there is definitely something about letting things go, and then also becoming knowledgeable about what it is that you need to let go. Things that are not helping you in any way, shape, or form to create the life that you want. Now, there is a necessity for some type of transmutation. This energy of transmutation is usually one of those ones that result in a change of some kind, healing, as I would like to call it. But I think that this healing in some way, shape, or form is being blocked. That's why I see in the scorpion in the reverse. And it has to do with the lack of courage, a lack of passion. Perhaps it may have something to do with needing to consider the value of atonement instead of dividing ourselves into judge, criminal, and executioner. So definitely has something to do with past energies, and definitely does have to do with some type of disappointment. So with that, I'll go ahead and just continue with these. Now, the one thing that I get out of this reading specifically is the fact that there's something that you're holding on to tightly, usually with the cosmic egg, that refers to various different feelings. As you can see, there's yellows and all of that. So we'll definitely figure that out. Ace of Wands or Ace of Diamonds and the Jack of Hearts. Okay, interesting. Ooh, that one flipped up. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so one of the first things that I want to point out is on the side of the Town the Poet. Town the Poet is about essentially it's about some type of confusion. The general confusion here that I see is the fact that there's not enough knowledge behind the situation that you were encountering. So, with that being said, there is a necessity for you to understand what the universe is trying to do in your life right now. It's trying to bring you into some type of completion of a certain cycle. Now, I think regardless of whether the fact that you don't have the courage or the compassion for, forgiving yourself and things like that, there is a necessity for you to understand that there needs to be forgiveness of yourself in order for you to come to a certain certain healing. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so my ability to conquer my challenges is limited. I don't think I've ever seen that one as much as I've seen it, in terms of this energy, there is some type of disappointment. Let's go to the deer to find out what the deer is trying to tell us. And it's about loving, intuitively graceful, and being the mother of some type of energy. And it's receptive, compassionate, and nurturing. So I was getting that receptive energy. I feel like you're in that receptive energy in order to be able to forgive yourself, but I think there's something that's blocking it. So this card reverse can indicate confusion about what really is true, or it may suggest that we are being silent when in fact we need to speak up. There is that necessity to speak up in some way, shape, or form, and a lot of it has to do with us not having the courage to do it. That's what I'm seeing right here with the King of Wands in the reverse. Now, I give myself space to grow and learn. That's one of the things that you will understand when you actually give yourself the courage to do so. Everything that is happening now is happening for my ultimate good. Understand that, and you will actually begin to let the wheel turn in your favor. I am at peace with who I am as a person. Yep, that is one of the best ways in order to get over any disappointments that you've ever dealt with in the past. And also, with the cups, there is some type of present that the universe is giving you through this. And on one aspect of it, it has to do with letting go of these various different disappointments that you've experienced in the past in order to be able to reach that King of Pentacles energy. The way to understand how to get more passion and more bravery and all of that type of energy is to think about it from the perspective of what are you fighting for, right? When you know what you're fighting for, you actually have a clear vision. Now, in order to let the wheel turn, there is a necessity for you to understand that there's a new beginning that you can take in terms of your actions, and it deals with your feelings, your emotions, and how you portray those emotions moving forward. Alright? So, thank you, TikTok. Hope you like it. So, YouTube. Let me go ahead and stop this real quick. Okay, cool. So, those of you on YouTube, I want to go ahead and just explain this a little bit more. Um, I don't think we need to go into the past energies in order to understand what exactly is happening. So, with Tom the poet, we have that energy of um, confusion and needing to say something. Now, in order for you to be able to say something, you have to have the uh, you have to give yourself the space to grow and learn, and that means understanding how to say it and not coming across as angry, not coming across as resentful, not coming across as the scorpion energy in the reverse, right? The general notion there too is that when you can say it in the proper manner, then you know that you've grown. You know that you've learned certain lessons, and this requires some type of patience. That's what that's what part of the sage's message is. But it's about wisdom and hidden knowledge and understanding how to come to that hidden knowledge by retreating. Isolation seems to be one of those biggest things, but not to the extent to where you kind of bind yourself in your own situation, if that makes any sense. So with the sage in the reverse, the wisdom of the sage is blocked. Artificial or inappropriate boundaries are set between different aspects of life. So we become unable to apply learning in one sphere to other aspects of life. Our information is withheld, kept secret when it could be of benefit to others, which in turn benefits us. Sometimes learning is blocked by the belief that we already have all the answers, but we never actually do. Twist the sage's accumulation of facts and information becomes unwisdom. Knowledge misused and distorted, facts distorted for self purposes, information used to the detriment of others. There's always a risk of this when we set out to prove something rather than to discover something. So, what is it that you're trying to discover, Aries? Because if you are not going to be of use, if you're not discovering things to be of use to others and you're just trying to prove something, that's going to tend to be very unbeneficial, not just to yourself, but to others as well. And think about how that's going to make your emotions feel, right? Because at the bottom of everything, your emotions are what's on the table. You see, you have the King of Hearts and the Six of Hearts, which technically the Six of Hearts would be similar to the Six of Cups. And what this is giving me is the ability to properly focus your past, properly focus your emotions of, not just of what you felt there in the past, but also to understand how that drives your actions moving forward. And when you think about past actions, maybe how people in the past have hurt you and things like that, there is the wisdom that you can actually earn from Tom the poet. It also indicates lies found out. You can get into a lot of trouble with Tom. Just use a little common sense. And if you don't have much, here's your chance to develop some instead of spending your brain energy making up excuses for foolishness. Now, when we don't think about our actions, foolishness is one of those things that can happen, right? So, we come to the conclusion that if you take in the energy of Leaves of the Shadows at the beginning of the deck, before I started to shuffle, we start to understand what kind of bondage we've put ourselves in, right, Aries? It's one of those types of bondages where maybe we say something we shouldn't have, maybe we do something we shouldn't have. And as I was mentioning for Capricorn, it's almost similar to tossing ourselves under the cosmic bus, right? And so a person might sink to this level because of feelings of guilt. If so, they need to consider the value of atonement at one meant to with self instead of dividing themselves into judge, criminal, and executioner. And it's not always possible to make reparations to those we have hurt, but it is always possible to begin working at developing a better balance with the cosmos through action. We can, for example, work to help others who may have been similarly hurt. This takes courage and determination, but through such action, self-respect can be regained. So, the singers of courage and healing are with us, and if we are open, we can actually open ourselves to healing with them. Helping others is one way of opening our hearts. So, this definitely does have to do with hearts, and honestly, you just have to give yourself the space to grow and learn, as well as, the energy of being at peace with who you are as a person. Now, everything that is happening now, everything that is happening in the past, it's all happening for your greatest good. And when you understand that basic concept alone, then what ends up happening is you begin to become more receptive to the energies of the universe. You start to let go just a little bit, little by little, of the things that used to hurt you in the past. And at the same time, as you do that, you actually become King of Pentacles. Now, King of Pentacles here is also talking about, don't be too stubborn. Don't be too stubborn to let go of certain values or certain things that no longer suit you. A lot of the times people say, oh, well, you changed, blah, blah, blah. Well, the thing is, we all grow, we all learn, we all come to this place in life where we become more open, and in some way, shapes, or forms, we only hold on to core values as opposed to holding on to a bunch of different things that we don't need to hold on to. The King of Swords here and the Seven of Wands, it's telling you, be mindful of what it is that you actually fight for and what you actually show passion and courage in. Now, a lot of the times that might deal with fighting battles that are unnecessary, so pay attention to that. Lise works hard, and she has a very tough job to do, and she puts a great deal of tough love into it. She prowls the night streets looking for those in need of her help and finds far too many of them. So Lise is the patron fairy of social workers, therapists, healers, and all others who try to help alcoholics and drug addicts and other souls caught in the darkness of their own inner shadows who are abused by those who should have protected them. See, now we're getting this idea or this energy of like, others should have protected you, but they didn't, and so that's why you are feeling this this Three of Hearts energy. Three of Swords energy. However, when you actually take the next card, that's the Page of Wands that was there at the bottom of the deck. He's here to tell you that there is a new beginning that you can take, a new action that you can actually do, and this new action is be a little bit more compassionate and nurturing to yourself. The general energy that you can do, a general energy you can be around in order to be able to do that would be nature or children. The one biggest thing that I can draw here, and I'll go ahead and hit up that cosmic egg now, is the fact that when we open ourselves to the universe, what ends up happening is we have the ability to say what we need to say when we need to say it. A lot of the times we can't do that because we don't have the proper knowledge or the proper words. Now, the cosmic egg, that is the last card. It's the 7th chakra, and it's the crown chakra that's right above your head. The message from the cosmic egg is about completion and harmony, and infinite with the finite. So, when we think about completion, we have to go over here to the cards that we have here, which are the Queen Okay, the Nine of Diamonds, which is the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. What can I say about that? The Nine of Wands is a very defensive energy. It, it's it's almost like you feel like the universe isn't on your side. However, it is necessary to understand that everything that is happening now is for your ultimate good. So whether that's good or whether that's bad, doesn't really matter. The general notion behind it is that you should take these things and take it into your experience and understand that it's helping you to grow. So the Cosmic Egg is the final card in the journey of the Animal Spirit deck, and it represents the unfolding of cosmic consciousness. This state emerges after we have tread the path for quite some time, and through self-effort and grace, we experience self-realization, a sense of contentment and oneness spontaneously arises within us, and the veil of our self-limiting beliefs are lifted. When the essence of the cosmic egg has not been activated, we may feel as if we would never get there, or that we travel alone, disconnected from others. Very much that energy of loneliness here. Even if our encounter with this card is brief, appearing as a momentary glimmer or flash of interconnectedness, its potent energy stays with us. The cosmic egg is the remedy for a fragmentation of modern life. It's through the power of this card that we are reminded of the cosmic contract written at the beginning. That's your beginning, Aries. And we hold on to life, and life holds on to us. The journey is complete, but it does not end. So, the cosmic egg and the seventh chakra. The subtle essence of the cosmic egg resides at the crown chakra at the top of the head, called the Sahasrara. One of the aims of yoga and meditation practice is to channel energy from the base of the spine upward towards the Sahasrara. Each of the 6 lower chakras plays an important role along this journey, and once the final epicenter of consciousness is activated, it is said to radiate the light of a million suns. So, think about that for a second. When you think about the energy of the cosmic egg, when you think about the energies of nurturing, what you need in order to conquer your challenges, and understanding that conquering your challenges or the energy for it is limitless, right? Then you start to actually understand that you make a difference in the world just simply by existing in it. That you don't even have to do anything, or you don't have to say anything. It's just your actions alone, and the way that you commit to those actions actually helps you to understand how to push forward. Now, do understand that for this month, Aries, there is a change of some kind that will happen. So, this change has to do with how well you're able to assimilate and heal these various different things that have been a blow to your self-esteem. And when you understand how to do that, what ends up happening is you start to open yourself up to a new energy. The new energies here, conversely, are through your heart. So I want to go ahead and throw these dice out to see what other information I get. Okay, so yeah, definitely has to do with care. Self-care is one of the biggest things that I'm getting here. But it's not necessarily like you don't even have to figure out the truth. Honestly, the healing begins within yourself. That's where the healing really begins, is within yourself and understanding your interconnectedness to other things. Figuring out those details will actually help you quite a bit in getting rid of these past energies and these past memories that keep bogging you down. The 5 of Hearts right here it basically calls out different regrets, and just the fact that it goes from the Five of Hearts or the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups is really giving me that, like, oh, I'm remembering vibes. Over here in the King of Wands, you have the one, and then you have the six reversed. So the six reversed, whether it's Six of Swords, Six of Hearts, the Six of Wands, or even the Six of Pentacles, it speaks to an imbalance of some kind. And this is an imbalance that giving yourself the space to grow and learn will actually heal. You know, you start to understand your choices on an everyday level, and what ends up happening is you actually become a little bit more decisive day by day. And when you do that, it actually causes changes to take place. And I think in terms of those changes, it's going to be very necessary to understand how to do that in a way that you don't have to get angry, that you don't have to get mad. How to do that in a way that allows you to operate more in your power. So, if I go to Tom the poet, he has a poetic spirit, which involves much more than just writing of rhymes. It's about being able to see things as they really are, in the reality to recognize all beauty, even the beauty of necessity and difficulty. So, think about your challenges that you've faced, and think about all of the different challenges that you may face in the future, and just realize that they're very, very small compared to the mountains that you've had to climb. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and read Nelly's The Alchemist in the reverse. You see, this is where okay, so as you can see, this card came out in the reverse. So, change or inner transformation and irrevocable change. So in fairy, and sometimes in our world, alchemy is the study and practice of transforming the soul from the lead of primitive conditioned reactions to the goal of spiritual practical attainment. Nelly's is the mistress of the alchemical arts, and she also understands that daily life is a spiritual exercise. She recognized that transformation may take place from the inside out or from the outside in. When things are struck and movement has become impossible, when things are stuck and movement has become impossible, Nelly's firmly waves her Rowan wand and things happen in ourselves and in our world. Sometimes things just cannot move without readjustment, perhaps even radical realignment. We may feel that we should be able to bring our plans to fruition, but we may be aiming at the impossible, or at least at the very inappropriate. Part of the impossibility or inappropriateness may be a result of our own attitudes, beliefs, or behaviors, and part of it may be circumstances in the world, things that are beyond our control. So Nelly's points out a path we can follow, but she does not lead us by the hand along it, although she might give us a nudge if we seem to need it. In the reverse, it means that you may be getting in Nelly's way as she does her work. To put it bluntly, you may be the main obstacle in your own path. And we kind of got that idea, Aries. She will first approach you with tact and a kindly fairy warning, pointing out that alternative path you might try. And that would be your intuition telling you. At this point, it would be well to begin actively cooperating with her energy of alchemical transformation. That is quite a hefty fairy wand she carries, and I'm sure it isn't just for decoration. I asked her about it, but I only got an outrageous grin in reply. So fairies hide what you want and reveal what you need. Seems to be one of the biggest things behind that. And so numbers 2 and 7 on this card, they add up to 9. And the 9 is right here with the Wheel of Fortune. So understand that everything is happening in your favor. So now I just want to go ahead and read this last one while I go ahead and draw a couple of crayons going to draw number 2 and number 7. And see what we get. These are colors. Some of these colors I haven't drawn yet. So, spring into action. Interesting. Periwinkle. And heart to heart. So I think it's necessary to understand how to have a heart-to-heart conversation with the universe. And then once you actually figure out that energy that you need to figure out, as in the ability to conquer your challenges and to understand how to express yourself as necessary, then you can actually spring into action. So if we're talking about Wands energy, we're talking about action. And this action comes out of your individuality. How you really feel on the inside. Be careful not to head back into your old habits, because what this is causing is a change, an irrevocable change in you, Aries. And when you understand that, then you can actually treat yourself with more love, more compassion, and actually you can treat everybody else with more love and compassion too. It's a two-way street that happens on. And that's what this is pointing to. The Ace of Wands here is understanding how to take that new action. And, you know, with the Jack of Cups, it gives me that same energy as the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is about really understanding the emotions that you carry, and maybe even understanding your spirituality, or understanding why you have such drive within your spirituality to do things from an honest perspective, right? And it's almost like your belief systems are there to help guide you. And so if your belief systems tend to show a specific energy, you should understand how that energy plays a role in your life, instead of just getting mad. And then from there, you actually have the ability to treat yourself with more care, with more love, with more compassion. And then from there, you start to begin to create the things that you want in your life. And that's that one energy there. But it takes a type of energy of being unique and uniquely nurturing to yourself. So I hope that you found this message helpful, Aries. Your 3 affirmations are: everything that is happening now is happening for my ultimate good. I give myself space to learn and grow. I am at peace with who I am as a person, and my ability to conquer my challenges is limitless. So focus in on those 4 affirmations as you continue your month in December. And understand that your pain and the way that you were burned are just stepping stones for moving into the new year with the ability to be able to take on those challenges fairly easy. So, with that being said, thank you for being here, Aries, and thank you to all my subscribers, all my viewers. You guys are the best, and I will go ahead and see you on the next video. Thank you, and you guys have